Selling $1 million a month worth of anything would be pretty crazy. But in today's video, we're gonna see how this guy created a business that's selling over $1 million worth of masks on Shopify. So you'd think that on Shopify you couldn't sell masks, but this guy has found a way to go around that. And if you're a Shopify store owner like myself, this will serve as not only amazing motivation, but we'll get a lot of great tips that we can learn from. So let's not waste any time and get into it.
Imagine selling $1 million in face masks in 10 days. When the pandemic hit, Lloyd Armbrust decided he was gonna open up a mask business in America and became one of the fastest growing Shopify stores out there.
We're gonna make probably $20,000 or $30,000 just from this one text. Okay, so there you go. You can see right away. This is my
a lot of money.
$1 million mistake.
18 months later, COVID has slowed down, and somehow Lloyd is still selling almost $1 million a month of masks.
I thought this business was going away 6 months ago.
Today, we're gonna find out how. How did you get the idea to even think about making masks?
To be honest, what really spurned me was the fact that like Sam Altman, was from Y Combinator. He was running Y Combinator. I'd known him from back then. He sent his email out to all these people, and he's like, "We can't get masks. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna buy 1 billion masks from China, and we're gonna buy them at 35 cents each." And I was like, "So let me get this straight. We can't get masks into the United States, and so your solution is like, let's just figure out how to get them from China, and spend $350 million to do so." I was like, surely we can create the ability to make those masks here for cheaper than that. Honestly, I just thought it was a really dumb problem for America to have, for us to not be able to make masks.
Wow.
The CDC was telling people to take a t-shirt and put it, and it had instructions on how to put it around their face. I'm like, we're American, we're like teaching people how to like turn their shirts into masks.
You fundraise, you got money from people?
If you can show an investor, this is what I did with a little, give me a lot, and this is what I'll do. If the math makes
That's so clever. The way that this guy's simplifying the process of getting money is really amazing. I guess it's really that simple. If you can show an investor how much money you're making now and how much money you could be making if you had more money to invest, then why shouldn't they give you money? Also, another thing I want to note here is how important who you know is. If he had never been on that email list from Sam Altman, then he would have never gotten this business idea. And another thing to note is just how crazy the way that you can get inspiration is. This is why you got to subscribe to the channel and watch every video, because you never know what information is going to trigger something in your brain that's going to give you your $1 million idea. So take a moment to do that real quick, and let's get back to the video.
Makes sense. Any investors will do it all day long, and that's what I did. I created a crappy PowerPoint. I did a voiceover. It was a 7-minute video.
My name is Lloyd Armbrust, and I'd like your help bringing strategic manufacturing back to America.
I sent it to like 20 people, and like 5 of them invested. I actually raised $3.5 million in literally a weekend.
Tell us a story about the first day you actually finally sold.
Oh, yeah.
The first day you sold masks.
Dude, that was crazy. You could not get masks anywhere. And in fact, my assistant was telling me how, she's like, "Hey, do you know where I can get some masks?" And I was like, people can't get masks. Wouldn't it be neat? I was like, very naive. Wouldn't it be neat if people could buy masks from my website? I was like, oh, that'd be neat, that'd be cool. Shopify, I hear that's good. Sign up for Shopify that morning. Sign up, set it up. We did $300,000 that day.
Shopify is so
Literally
sick.
One order per person. So you could only buy a pack of 50 masks. And the thing is, we were making masks, so I knew that we could like fulfill it. But what I didn't know was how hard it is to do this fulfillment. It ended up taking me probably 50 days of working 18-hour days to figure out how to do the fulfillment aspect of it. But I will tell you that we did $8 million in the first 6 months of the business.
How
Wow.
did you actually do the marketing for this? How did you get a lot of people to know about it? Obviously, I think one thing is there wasn't a lot of options, especially early on. What else did you guys do to get people to know about it?
Tweeting, Instagram. Our Instagram account has 10,000 followers, I think. We did a big investment in YouTube. My thesis was give people a peek behind the curtain, show them what it is.
What made you even think to...
That's so smart. In one of our previous videos, we talked about the importance of organic reach, and this guy knew it. He was like, man, we got to make a YouTube channel, we got to make an Instagram, we got to start getting our name out there, and people will start recognizing us. Maybe this guy watches my videos. Who knows?
record it and then and show the recipe. I think that's cool for a lot of businesses to think about.
It came about very authentically. So what happened was people started asking me like, hey Lloyd, I know you have this mask machine. Can you test this mask? Like, I don't want to use your mask. Can I test this other mask? And first I'm like, what the fuck? Like, just use my mask. You know it's good. But then I'm like, actually, you know, I'm curious. Like, I'm curious how good this mask. And it's just really my own natural curiosity. So I would test a couple masks and I would test a couple other things. And I was like, you know, I bet other people would be curious about this. If we do a review of every mask and it's in Google, when you search for that mask name, the first video review that will pop up is ours, because they're like who's doing reviews on masks? No one. And
That's so
that was
clever.
the thought. It was like a long tail thing for the brand. This is my $1.6 million mistake.
What's it supposed to make?
It creates these rolls of melt blown. Now we have another melt blown machine that we do use.
So you have more than enough already with the other machine.
Right. That's enough to make 1.4 million masks a day.
What do you do with this?
Well, right now it's sitting here. I had to make a decision. This is in April of 2020. We could not get melt blown. We had all the other parts to make the masks, and I told Landon, I was like, "This is your job. You got to figure this out. This is your one job." So he went on LinkedIn and found anybody had anything to do with non-woven, whatever. Found 300 people. Literally contacted every single one of them. I'm not even making this up. The last person reaches out to, and the guy's like, "Well, I actually do know somebody that has some melt blown," and he's like, "Just whatever, name your price." Landon flew with my head of finance. They got on a plane during COVID. They were like the only ones on the plane. Flew to Detroit, like rented a truck, met in a parking lot. And they're
This
like,
is so
"We're here,
sketchy.
We've inspected it. It's real melt blown. I fucking wire the money in a parking lot. It's like a drug deal. They load up like a Ryder truck and they drive it back here and we can make masks." We were able to get up to making about 1 million masks a day. And the COVID response team comes in, holding daily meetings with the governor, and is like, "This is awesome. I love what you're doing." And I had all this space at the other factory, and they're like, "Can you expand?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did the math. I can do about 1 million masks a day if we expand X, Y, and Z." And they were like, "Do it. We'll support you." And they did give me one contract, and we supplied all the masks for the Texas teachers when they first had school.
What's the
$3.8 million contract? That's crazy. So that's sort of like wholesale in a way. I mean, obviously when it comes to masks, I'm sure there's tons of weird legalities or ways to spread your masks, but damn, that's really impressive.
comparison to how cheap it's to make in China versus make it here, like per mask?
In China, they're selling them delivered to the United States for about a penny and a half. Now, part of the reason why
That's so cheap.
they can do that is because the Chinese government is subsidizing a lot of this stuff.
Wow.
Right? Like they built the factories for free for them. I had to pay for this, so like that factors into my cost, right? They get like free rent, they get like free electricity, they get free labor in some cases. And so these things like bring their costs way down.
All right, so somehow we've been able to convince the Armbrust USA mask makers to do a crazy sale on their black mask, which they have never done before. So we're actually gonna do the campaign live and message, 40,000 people with an instant sale for black masks just to see what happens in marketing and magic. Let's check it out.
So we're going to show you how amazing our text audience is.
Okay.
We're going to text 30,000 people right now. Are you going to sign up?
I'm gonna sign up.
Okay, good. All right, so what we're going to do to show you how awesome the audience is we're going to take a picture of Noah. We're going to do a coupon code
Oh, really?
with Noah.
Oh, sweet.
So we're going to take a picture of you, and we're going to text a photo of Noah to 30,000 people. You got to be happy, though. There we go.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's cool. The text came through.
Okay, so there
Wow.
you go. You can
All
see
right, so
right
people-
away that the visitors on site are just
Oh,
jumping
the
up.
Google Analytics dashboard. How
Look at
clean.
the carts, the active carts.
There
They're
it
going
is.
up. We're gonna make probably $20,000 or $30,000 just from this
Oh
one. text.
my God. This business is so impressive. What I'm getting the most out of this is how important your manufacturing can be when building your business, especially through word of mouth. I mean, they did 40K just by texting their existing audience. That's insane.
Masks.
Yeah.
I think a lot of marketers and businesses probably, I don't know, some are using it on e-commerce. I don't know how extensively.
So so we had probably 100,000 emails.
A lot of
before we
people
thought
use
about
SMS
adding
marketing.
text. And once we added the text, it was like now we have 30,000 text messages. It converts probably 3 or 4 times more, and it makes sense. Like I interact with a text message way more than an email.
It does make
COVID's
sense.
gonna last forever, or do you think, hey, maybe this will eventually shift?
I only can focus on one thing at a time, and I go all in. And so my thought is like, Lloyd, if you a year from now, you go all into masks, and you look back on this, and you broke even, how will you feel? I will feel good because I will have provided a service that was needed. I will have
Facts.
provided jobs during a time where I know people aren't going to be able to get jobs.
That's what's up.
I knew everything was being shut down. I will have learned how to manufacture something real.
If you like this
Man,
video,
this guy's such a big inspiration. Shout out Noah Kagan, by the way. His channel is so good. I love reacting to his stuff. It's really so interesting. And The production value is just top notch, like goddamn. But here's the brand. If you guys are curious about what the brand actually looks like, this is it right here. It's just a normal Shopify store. Their landing page could not be more simple. Let me show you the product details here. It's so clean. I mean, it's extremely simple. And what's really cool is that you can actually subscribe to get them every single month, or you can do one-time purchases. But what's also really cool is that they've actually enabled bundling, and they have bundle deals in order to get higher average order values. So right here, for example, if you buy a pack of 50, you get it for 30. If you buy a pack of 200, you get it for 120, 400, 239, and you can buy 2,000 at a time for nearly $1,000. So their average order value is probably huge, especially since businesses are probably buying this. And this is just amazing. It really goes well with what I mentioned recently about creating better offers, and that being a great way to enable you to spend more money on ads so you can grow your business autonomously. But again, what I really am getting the most out of this business is the fact that by focusing on the manufacturing, they were able to really cater to a passionate American audience, and you can see it reflected in the reviews and also in their growth. This is a business that is not even 2 years old, and I'm guessing they're probably valued at like 50 million or some crazy number, and they're doing like 10 to 30K a day just through this simple funnel. This is the definition of a successful one product store right here. But that's about it. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure you drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And also, if you want to learn more about e-commerce, and if you're a builder and want a more close-knit community, join Netsphere below. It's one of my businesses that I'm really passionate about, and I would love to see you join. But with that said, I hope y'all have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.